Hello, you're watching Bearwood West Yard. This is the September and late summer layout update. It's been about 2 months now since the big announcement update, in which plenty has happened since that video. I've got the main lines relayed to a radius that the Class 70 and the 66 are happy with, though I am using tacking pins instead of track pins because of the larger surface area that can be held down. It is airshow weekend, so my apologies if I'm interrupted by some of the fast jets. There are some prop aircraft as well, of which you may have just heard fly over. The track and signalling diagram has changed slightly. I made this one on paint just for the neatness of it. The yard access has been reversed so that traffic enters from the country end as opposed to the previously planned London end. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can see that the usual 3 sidings and potential 4th are there, the 2 marshalling lines and some underbed sidings are there. You can see that over here I've got the writing of Bournemouth Freightliner Terminal, as that's going to be the optional one, and then I've got the 2 departure and marshalling lines there. So this point here is the underbed point. That's still a Hornby right hand express point. That actually works quite well. Nothing really is upset by it in the consists as it's on the straight, so no reason to take it out for the moment, at least anyway. Going back to the main lines for just a second, I've completed the first instalment of Pico Points. So far I have the right hand curved point in with the single and double slips for yard access. The yard at the moment is temporary to save the endless boxing and unboxing of stock, with the only permanent line having the MRAs on it. The next instalment should include the single slip, as you can see just over there, right hand medium radius point and left hand curved point. It's a possibility that I may include some of the new Pico bullhead rail, but I think that's only code 75. But if there is a variant available in code 100, then it could be a possibility that it comes onto the layout. One of the things that I've done other than lay track is I've taken down part of this hillside here, and the main reason for that is because it only came out to about here, and then and you can see it about here, and it's just a large distance away from the track itself, of which I think is quite unrealistic, and it looks like there should be another line there, and it's just wasted space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo that, as there's nothing to say that I can't, and use up the space wisely, pretty much. So this is what I've been working on for the past 2 weeks. It's called Little Camford Hole. It's a small 2 foot by 7 inches diorama depicting a former secondary main line that suffered under the wrath of the Beeching Report. It's set in the 1990s around the Wimborne area of southeast Dorset, hence the name. A little bit of history into Canford itself is that it hosts a private school, of which is a school that you pay to attend. So this diorama itself is set again on a fictitious secondary line, but the station itself would have been for that school, as I know Blandford in mid Dorset, that was used for Bryanston School about a mile away, of which from Camford you had Wimborne Station, which was about a mile and a half again away, and that was on the Castleman Corkscrew line. The end of Southern Steam in 1967 was the beginning of the end for the Castleman's Corkscrew. Its local trains have been formed of M7 tanks and Mornsall push-pull sets, and because of the decline in passenger numbers because of the increase in road transport, that meant that the line came under the Beeching Report. In the early 70s, it was singled and it was closed to passenger trains. There was the occasional freight trains, but they stopped in the late 1970s. In the 80s, the line was ripped up between Brockenhurst and Wimborne. So the last leg between Wimborne and Poole was the only bit that was open, and it was quite rare that freight trains did run, but run they did. That last leg of the Castleman was closed around 1991, and all traces of the line were gone by 1992. So by modelling Little Canford Halt around the year 1990, it gives an impression that this line has, a month, weeks, days, or maybe even hours left. It gives that sense of mystery and a lot of questions and what ifs about the line. Could it have been the destination of those last freight trains? What was the last passenger train that ever ran on the line? Who knows? It's that sense of mystery that brings all the attention to it. Little Camford Halt has still got a little way to go before it can be finished, but even now I think it's effective in showing the rationalised state of BR. What do you think? Let me know below in the comments section. I will be using this diorama for showcasing new arrivals and locomotive and stock reviews. Speaking of which, I've got a locomotive to show you in a minute. And there's one of the fast jets. So let's get on with the Jubilee. I won't say too much on the Jubilee because I'm going to do a review on it, but I've acquired it from my friend Tim at Third Rail Photography after he lost interest in the model. Its number is 45611 and its name is Hong Kong. It's an LMS Jubilee class steam locomotive. Just to say, Third Rail Photography is completely independent from my very own Third Rail Productions, just in case anybody thought we were affiliated. But that's all I've got to report on for now, though I do have an upcoming video from Didcot Railway Centre from earlier in the month. The upload was postponed due to the iffiness, to say the least, of our wireless internet, so I figured a way around it, so that should be up within the next week. I'll leave that there for now, but don't forget to stay tuned for the upcoming videos and the layout progress. As always, feel free to like and comment. If you haven't subscribed already and want to see the layout unfold, hit that subscribe button. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.